Ant Fujinaga.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So given that the shamisen is a very thingamajigger, unreliable, let's see if we can get that done first. So this is a Japanese instrument. It's called a shamisen, by the way. And so I'm going to play, or try to play, a song that a friend of mine mysteriously likes very, very much. It's my only song which doesn't rhyme. And it's about being very tired of the nonsense, the clichéfied and sometimes damaging nonsense that we're often told about love. And it's called Nobody Heard the Rebellion. Let's see if this instrument can manage it, 'cause it's very temperamental. right, that was weird. But then the rest is going to be completely normal. Aren't you glad? All right. So, what time is it? I'm so short-sighted. All right. Since apparently the plague hasn't gone away yet, I shall play my plague song, my COVID song. Everybody has a COVID song. Here's mine. It's called "But Where Are the Plagues of Yesteryear?" La la da 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 da. La la da 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 da. Lurking in the proventriculi of hungry traveling fleas, Yersinia pestis decimated our species for centuries. Untold millions were mown down before a cure was found. Maybe we can get the job done faster this time round. Locust swarms and frogs and hail, pestilence and crops that fail, and quarantines and masks and queues, and grim statistics in the news. A dreadful plague is here once more, and we've defeated the plagues before. So meditate on scourges past, recalling that they didn't last. La la da 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 da. La la da 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 da. Smallpox murdered, scarred and blinded its way through the populace. And now you'll find it in the laboratories and no other place. Tiny foes that once felled kings with ruthless competence were laid low not by the sword but sheer intelligence. La la da 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 da. La la da 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 da. Know your enemy, the master said, and it was quite right. We should know all the ins and outs of the microbes that we fight. For each one that bites the dust, some new threat exists. So NIH give our ones to basic scientists. Typhus, polio, Spanish flu, TB and AIDS, a pox on you, and cholera, diphtheria, and measles and malaria. Ingenuity prevails, it prevails where every other weapon fails. Give scholarship a chance to thrive, that life on earth might yet survive. La la da 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 da. La la da 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 da. La da 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 da. La la da 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 da. All right. All right. Well, I will now stupidly try to play a song that is very recent. I'm still a beginner, so you know, I need practice when I make a new song. So this is a song which is informed by two things. One, the fact that I have two babies who are now 4 and almost 3, and the other, the fact that I lost both of my parents in 2020. So it's about parents and children, or some aspects thereof. So I suppose it could be tentatively called The Empty Nest. It's not a very original name. Feel free to suggest better names. Okay, so let's try. I rode a train one night and vanished from their sight. They took it as they should, because they understood that it was for the best. The young must leave the nest, explore voraciously, and learn what they can be. I'd visit frequently, despite geography, but it was not the same, and when each parting came, they bore it violently. But it was plain to see that though they'd set me free, how happy they would be if I were coming home. Oh muse, now sing to me of one who crossed the sea and wandered many miles, acquiring tongues and wiles. I travelled far and wide, adventures multiplied. This clearly did me good, but I assumed I would one day be home again. And though they were by then no longer in their prime, I thought we had more time. I could not comprehend that things come to an end. I didn't think that they would never see the day when I'd be coming home. And you, our progeny, will grow and be set free, and though we dread the day, we won't stand in your way. So roam whither you will, and when you've had your fill, or if your plans fall through, a nest waits here for you. We hope that you'll succeed wherever life might lead, and if it leads you far, no matter where you are, we'll always cheer for you, although we'll miss you too. But if it leads you near, how glad we'll be to hear that you are coming home. So there you go. And next, oh yes. So John Rybak liked the Toad song, or at least claimed to like the Toad song. So I'm going to play the Toad song. It's about rescuing toads on roads. Roads as in streets, not the island, although there might be roads on roads, on the island of roads. So it is in a 7-beat rhythm, and you will presumably know about Robert Frost's poem, The Road Not Taken. Well, this is The Toad Not Forsaken. So here we go. My hands are damp from terror, not just washing, although I do wash them as well. Sometimes on our travels we may come across a toad in a state of torpor, crouching helpless on the road. In my case this precipitates the merciful decision to rescue the amphibian from vehicular collision. I see where it was heading and assist its journey there, and point its head away from the macadam thoroughfare, so that when waking it might choose to take the road less traveled. travelled by, but I have promises to keep, and sadly I must say goodbye. So with hope and apprehension in my heart, in the manner of Andromache, with many backward glances I depart. Though inky rivers have been spilled, bewailing human brevity, our lifespan doubtless far outstrips Batrachian longevity. To intercede with norns and fates for beasts of such fragility, my prima facie seem a task of farcical futility. To help or not to help, the first is what I always choose. If life is short, then it would be a tragedy to lose a single moment which perchance might bring some unforeseen delight. I'll help you rage, my dear doomed friends, against the dying of the light. And you're probably all dead now anyway. Still, I'm very glad that my assistants let you live to toad another day. Toad another day. Right.
Bravo!
Thank you, thank you. I guess that's it for me. Or...
Well, no, because, well, I mean, how can I say this? Yeah, we have about 10 more minutes to kill between all the
10 more minutes?
Cancellations.
Oh.
People's
Okay.
laptops not working. Yeah.
Okay.
And gap, so.
All right. Let me thinkety winkety here. 10 more minutes. Yes, because we were meh. All right. Well, okay. How about let's try this. A song whose purpose is is comforting distant friends. It's called Supertea and Sympathy. See if I can manage it. Oh dear. All right. 10 more minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna play at 2:15.
Oh, so you want more of me?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, well,
Hey,
thank you.
There's a comment, by the way,
Weirdly
that says,
kind.
the only 7/4 song I remember ever hearing. Super.
Well, okay. Well, if we have 10 minutes, then I'll do one that, let me see. What should I do? Because I have 13s and like 11s and 9s. Okay, well, anyway, let's do, okay, let's do the distant friends one, and then we can see. These marvelous machines provide the means for us to roam across the surface of the pale blue dot, which is our only home, and on our travels we might intersect with the trajectory of somebody from distant lands who understands us perfectly. Then they go back to Singapore or Michigan or Esfahan, and we don't see them anymore, but send a message when we can. They can see us every day. If things go wrong for them, they'll find our friendship never went away. They're out of sight, not out of mind. This invisible friend comes to the rescue, teacups blazing. This invisible friend with Supertea and Sympathy. This invisible friend, its healing powers are amazing. This invisible friend, confusion to the enemy. Though you can't see my face, the visual's not the main point anyway. sail towards a better day. La 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 la. You thought that I forgot you just because we're far apart, but from a distance I can be the one to nurse you through your broken heart. I'll splint the damaged bits together, holding them in place until you've healed enough so you no longer need this carapace. I cannot raise the dead or change the past or vanquish every foe, but I can prop you up until at last you don't feel quite so low. A distant paladin that wields the force of tender loving care, like muons or magnetic fields. You cannot see me, but I'm there. This invisible friend comes to the rescue, teacups blazing. This invisible friend with Supertea and sympathy. This invisible friend, its healing powers are amazing. This invisible friend, confusion to the enemy. Though you can't see my face, the visual's not the main point. Anyway, friend, your ship awaits, and we'll set sail towards a better day. Oh, you who turn the wheel and look to windward, be aware that grief can strike at any time, and it might be too much to bear without someone to hold your bones together while you convalesce. Then don't be callous if a friend appeals to you in their distress. It happens to the best of us, we're none of us invincible, and solitude is dangerous, the clever, strong and sensible disintegrate alarmingly, subsiding like a flaccid fan. So pluck them from their misery and be their tiny Superman. I can't say you're invisible friend because it sounds like urine, and I'd rather keep it wholesome. This invisible friend comes to the rescue, teacups blazing. This invisible friend with Supertea and sympathy. This invisible friend, its healing powers are amazing. This invisible friend, confusion to the enemy. Though you can't see my face, the visual's not the main point. Anyway, friend, your ship awaits, and we'll set sail towards a better day. La 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 la. So there you go. So all right. So let's do. So since there was I'm short-sighted, but there was a comment about rhythms. Let's see. How long have we got? Another 10.
I'm gonna come back and play more at 2:15.
15. No.
15.
No, not E. Okay, fine.
1 5.
All right. Well, let's try. Okay, fine. I'll probably mess this up, but this is in a slow 9 beat rhythm. It's called "Stirring Up the Mould," and it's about having to leave a situation which is comfortable but stifling. It's not my marriage. My marriage is good. It's other past things. Okay, so "Stirring Up the Mould." I'll probably mess it up. So it's a 9. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. La 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 almost learn to bear it. I could wallow in this cozy hell. Any change would bring disruption. So much work to do if I rebel. Stirring up the mold of ages, I could breathe in spores that poison me. I could lose familiar comforts. Is it worth it only to be free? La da 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 la 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 da 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 la la da 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 la 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 da 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 da. None of my prevarication could obscure my need for liberty. Clearly self-determination is essential to my sanity. I was not made for obedience, and a cage is not where I belong. Looking back, I smile and wonder, how could I endure it for so long? La da 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 la 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 da 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 la la da 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 la 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 da 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 da. So there you go. And now it's 8. Okay. All right. Well, if you like sevens, here's one that contains both 7s and 11s, and I actually wrote it for Francis Ancheta, who's going to be playing 5 something or other. It's called Bard Power, and it's about how music is an ancient and fundamental part of being human. Bone flutes have been found which were carbon dated to 40 or 50,000 years ago. So this has some bits, the verse bits are in both 7s and 11s. So it goes 7, 7, 7, 11, 7, 7, 7, 11, and then at some point it's just 7. But the non-verse bits are just kind of standard. When woolly mammoths grazed the steps, our forebears fashioned flutes of bone. They spent their harsh lives taming fire and cheating death and chipping stone and hunting megafauna in the frigid Paleolithic plains. But they could not suppress the art which polluted mere sustenance, but we are made for higher things. And even when we're burdened, boxed and broken, still our hearts have wings. Fatti non foste a viver come bruti, our kind lives not by bread alone, but thirsts for truth and beauty. If one day some calamity compels humanity to roam across the inky void in hopes of landing on a safer home, what passengers will make the great as vanguards of the human race? The elements contained within that vessel wandering through space will form the new society of which that ship will be the seat. A polity bereft of art would be a sterile place indeed. Purveyors of practicalities are justly held in high regard, but humans worthy of the name will also not forget the bard. Yeah. Oh, all right. So I've got you to your starting time, have I?
You have. Thank you very much. Great job.
Well, thank you for listening.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone,
Always
and
a
thanks for
pleasure.
organising.
My pleasure.
Cheers.